fulfilled the following. Fans are encouraged to cheer, sing, and otherwise support their team while remaining respectful, courteous to their fellow patrons, referees, opposing team fans, and players. Fans should enjoy the soccer experience free from fighting, thrown objects, attempts to enter the playing field, political or inciting messages, disorderly behavior, including foul, sexist, racial, obscene, or abusive language or gestures. USL League 2 and its clubs thank you for adhering to the provisions of this code of conduct and for making this event special and memorable for you and your fellow patrons. Thank you for being in attendance tonight, and we hope you enjoy the game. Good evening and welcome to Daytona Stadium for tonight's match between Lakeland and your Daytona Soccer Club. Starting lineup for Lakeland: Ryan Schellau, Marcus Murphy, Ben Espinal, Luca Wikers, Craig Barker, Wilfred Yamasi, Mangas Ganigam, Julian Hall, Suzuki Kamura, Richard Lindquist, Rafael Vacas. Here's your Daytona SC, coached by Masako Morales and assisted by Ricardo Montoya. Number 1, Paul Albrecht. Number 4, Adam Abdelawi. Number 6, Mirkosi Veneciano. Number 11, Texas Charlton. Number 12, Chandel Senor. Number 13, Mike Zamore. Number 15, Ian McCauley. Number 16, Kwatu Guamena. Number 17, Nathan Monsanto. Number 18, Sam Coombs. Number 22, Andreas Jackson. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, live from Larry Kelly Field at Daytona Stadium here in Daytona Beach, Florida, home of this USL League Two Tuesday night match between the hometown Daytona Club and the visiting Lakeland Tropics. Daytona with a 3-1-4 record, 30 points on the season, sitting currently in 5th place, 5 points behind the first place Villages Soccer Club. This will act as Daytona's game in hand, as Daytona only has 8 games played on the season. This will boost to 9 games played, equal to the rest of this Southeast Division. Lakeland on the other side, a 3-4-2 record at 11 points, 9 games played on the season. 16 goals for, 18 goals against for the Lakeland Tropics. Lots of high scores in this 2019 campaign. Completely different side of things for Daytona. Only 6 goals for, but only 5 goals against. A lot of 1-goal games or ties on the season. Adam Abdullawi leads the way for Daytona. 3 goals on the season, 2 of them on the previous 2 matches, both of them on the penalty kick, both in the second half. That was a narrative we followed at the last match in a 1-1 tie for Daytona against FC Miami, that FC Miami gave up most of their goals in the second half, and that Daytona scored most of their goals in the second half. This is going to be the same kind of narrative where Daytona has only 1 first-half goal on the season, but has 5 second-half goals on this 2019 season. Meanwhile, Lakeland only giving up 6 goals in the first half on the season, 12 second-half goals against in 2019. So Daytona with a powerhouse starting lineup, all of the big hitters out to start. Paul Harbrecht in the for Daytona. Daytona moving right to left across your computer screen. The black tops with the neon shorts, black socks for the home team. We are underway. Lakeland will have opening possession. The white top fading in the orange trousers and the scarlet red socks. Hard pressure from Daytona right off the bat. Ryan Shello is in the net for Lakeland. He has not game played on the season for Lakeland. It has mainly been Joel Serrano who has had the net-minding duties for Lakeland. So Ryan Shello getting his first action for Lakeland here on this Tuesday night match. We thank you for joining us here on the Daytona Soccer Club Broadcast Network. I'm Nick Gimbel on the call for you on this Tuesday night match, the only match in the Southeast Division tonight. So all eyes on us here at Larry Kelly Field. Kwaku Dwamena was the intended target of that left sideline clearing attempt, but it went out of play before Dwamena could get there. So Espinal will take the throw in for Lakeland. Early stages of this match, and again, same as on Friday night against FC Miami, Daytona looking to take the right side of the field that faces east. So Paul Harbrecht does not have to battle the sunset right in his face to start this first half. Donaciano on the start on that right sideline. He will find Sam Coombs directing it back to Monsanto, all the way back to Andreas Jackson. Looking ahead for Daytona, their next home game on Saturday, June 29th against a struggling Weston club. The last time Daytona saw Weston ended in a 1-0 win for Daytona. That will be followed up by 2 final home matches on the season against Florida Elite on July 3rd that ended in a 0-0 tie last time they saw each other, and against Sarasota Metropolis on the 6th. Poor touch from Lakeland out of their own baseline, so the first corner kick of the match will be by Daytona. Looks like Donaciano is going to take it, moving left to right across the keeper box of Ryan Shello. And instead, Donaciano is going to be replaced by Dwamena, who comes all the way from the left side. Quick for Donaciano. Back for Dwamena. Good pressure from Lakeland. Ball out of danger. Trouble had, but instead it will be turned over by Lakeland. A couple of poor touches early on, just yielding possession right to Daytona, as Monsanto will take the throw in the offensive third. On the foot of Donaciano. Looking to switch it over to that left side. He had Abdullawi in center, and instead Monsanto's going to have to retreat all the way back for McCauley. Coombs right through the center circle. To the left side, Daytona will switch it up, and instead of finding Mike Zamore, will settle it down in their defensive half. All the way through, down that ride, is Kimura. Kimura with 2 goals on the season, but he leads his team with 3 assists, looking for one there on the crossing attempt. Doesn't find the target, so comes all the way to the left side of the field. Craig Barker is forced out by Monsanto. Good defensive play, giving a goal kick to Paul Harbrecht. 5th minute of play, still no score between the Lakeland Tropics and Soccer Club. Harbrecht was looking for that play out of his own box, but he'll wait for his team to make their way to midfield. The left foot, he'll send it there down the right side and deflect it along by Senior. Looking for Charlton dangerously, and Shello will send it out of trouble. McCauley was backpedaling for that header. It went a little behind him, but he was able to get it to the far side for Zamore. On for Abdullawi. He's taken down on the play. Illegally, says the referee, and Zamore will settle it back for McCauley. Back to the right side for Monsanto. Monsanto not liking what he sees. He'll go all the way back to Jackson. Switches for McCauley down the left side. McCauley and Jackson will play catch in the defensive half. Near side for Monsanto. Finally moving up the field, Charlton into that stretch pass. Charlton down the right side, working one-on-one. Back up for Monsanto, deflected out by Lakeland. That hit the right foot, and it will be a Monsanto throw-in. Monsanto touched that one last for Daytona, and it will be another throw-in, this time for Lakeland. Port from behind for Shandell Sr. He'll step back for Daytona, and then will immediately give it right back. Lakeland begins their transition. Monsanto, the recipient of a poor touch from that Lakeland transition play. And it will be another throw-in for Daytona. Not a lot of aggressively popular touches from either team right now. Lots of possession being held by the opposition on the throw-ins. Right now it's Sam Coombs switching to that left side. Zamore will pop it over, and Dwamena will continue down that left sideline. Dwamena is forced all the way into the corner, working 1-on-2 against a pair of orange uniforms. Dwamena doing so nicely, has Zamore in the back, but unable to find the target. Instead sent all the way back to midfield, where McCauley will have it by Harbrecht. Right sideline for Donaciano. Stops up before reaching the attacking third. Gets that one touch back from Donaciano on the right side of the box. Gets some support from Abdullawi. Instead, Lakeland will now turn it over. Donaciano coming into the box. Centering play gets deflected up into the box. Abdullawi will head it back towards center. Goes all the way to the side of the box for Dwamena to settle it outside and will retreat for Zamor. Coombs taking a lot of space given to him. Finds Charlton back looking for Coombs. Able to settle that touch pass. And Lakeland will move it. Not a lot of options, though, to move it, so they'll retreat back and settle the play down. All the way through to the left side. Craig Barker taken down on the play legally, the official says. And Abdullawi will have it at midfield. Lots of space given to him. He'll take it all the way down that left side himself. Abdullawi with tons of speed, centers it through, and it's deflected out of play on a good defensive play from Lakeland. Lots of speed from Abdullawi there, moving all the way from midfield in towards that end line all by himself. Will result in a corner kick for Daytona, and Donaciano will take it from that near side corner. 10th minute of play, still no score between Daytona and Lakeland. Comes through, gets deflected again out of play. This time the corner kick will come far side. Dwamena takes this one, sends it all the way to the near side. Donaciano's there, unable to get a shot off, controls it towards the top of the box. Abdullawi will send it in, and a save was made by Ryan Shello. Good positional save from Shello. He was in the right place at exactly the right time to settle down that Abdullawi shot from up top. Baker, with not a lot of options, is forced to turn it over to the defensive frame of Daytona. And Sam Coombs will work it up that right sideline. Monsanto back for Coombs, just too far in front of him, and Lakeland will begin their transition once more. Donaciano nearly having a turnover there, was able to force that Lakeland ball out of play, and another throw in for Daytona all the way back. McCauley and Jackson will play catch once again. Far side for Monsanto. Monsanto has his pocket picked, and back comes Barker. Barker now having that one turned over. Lakeland bench up in arms, but back comes Daytona. Charlton trying to get a defender, unable to do so, as Niamsi was in good defensive posture. Monsanto reversing the play back upfield. And now Craig Barker having a discussion with the official, not allowing Monsanto to give the throw in. Play back in motion down the left side for McCauley. We'll give it to Zamor. Zamor stripped of possession. Lakeland comes back the other way. Looking for that centering ball, a nice one. In comes Vakas. Vakas right in, and he'll score right through the legs of Paul Harbrecht, and Lakeland will get the early 1-0 lead. Vacas will increase his team-leading goal count to 4 on the 2019 campaign here in the 13th minute. As we take a look at this replay, Vacas in all alone. Harbrecht has no chance. And if Daytona wants to catch up to the Villages in the standings, they're going to have to play from behind. 14th minute of play, Lakeland leading by a score of 1-0 off the foot of Rafael Vacas. Lakeland not done yet. Down that right sideline, back comes Kimura. Kimura down the right side, but offside is called by the officials. Right now, Daytona playing on their heels. Abdullawi will send it right side, looking for Donaciano. Too far away from him. Close enough for Shello to settle the play down. Lakeland begins out their right side. Julian Hall will send it up the middle. And again on the left side for Espinal. And the switch all the way near side for Kimura, deflected out by Daytona for another Lakeland Tropics throw-in. Back towards midfield, Tropics will settle the play down. Lindquist to the far side. All the way and settled back by Niamsi. Donaciano with his foot in, trying to get possession for Daytona. Lakeland, however, will come out with it. Espinal retreating all the way back. Barker working against Monsanto. Has support from Wykers. Wykers unable to get into the box. Good support from Donaciano. Sam Coombs looking for Charlton, that intended target. Too far away from him. Charlton wanting some offensive support. He's not going to find it. That's going to allow Lakeland to get it back to midfield. Errant pass, however, will force the Tropics all the way back to the defensive third and onto the foot of the keeper, Shello. Again now for Vacas, down that left side. Vacas centering, here's Barker, deflected away from him, and Shandell Sr. comes back the other way, sends it left side for Dwamena. Dwamena has numbers with Charlton. Lakeland coming back on the defensive support. Looked like it was knocked down by the hand of a Tropic. Referee didn't see it. Play continues for Sam Coombs. Coombs comes far side for Donaciano. Donaciano up for Abdullawi. Abdullawi with the center, and it goes deflected away by the Tropics, and Lakeland will come back on the transition up the right side. Well executed cross from Abdullawi. Two offensive Daytona players in the box, but the one defender was able to clear it out for Lakeland and maintain the Tropics' 1-0 lead here in the 17th minute of play. Coombs looking for Donaciano, finds him off. Donaciano now having to retreat, yielding possession to Espinal, and Lakeland will take over. Near side play for Lakeland, right at midfield. Abdullawi comes in trying to steal it away. Unable to do so, Lakeland will retreat back to maintain possession. Crossing all the way far side for Barker again. Craig Barker looking, centering of the box, headed down, big save by Harbrecht. Loose ball in the box, and it's deflected over again by Paul Harbrecht, saving the day here in the 18th minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you see Sean at the Orange Beach Welcome Center in the Stadium Concourse. Enter to win various.
And they're going to say that final shot went up and over straight off the leg of a Lakeland forward. So Daytona's going to be able to settle it down. As we take a look at this initial replay, cross comes right into the box. It was actually headed down by Kimura. Huge right-hand save from Harbrecht. Still a 1-0 deficit for Daytona to work with, making it just a little bit easier, however, as Charlton comes in. Charlton has it too far away from him, and Ryan Shello slides on out to relieve the defenders of Lakeland of that turnover. Lots of good offensive action here in the past 5 minutes. Rafael Vacas on the board for Lakeland in the 13th minute, and good back and forth action, but no one has quite found the back of the net after Vacas in that 13th minute. Far side again for Espinal. Has support from Vacas. Back near side for Kimura. Kimura all the way to the end line. Pass comes through, it's deflected up towards the top of the box. Continued out by Monsanto. Far side for Donaciano, deflected just too far away from him, and it will be a Lakeland throw-in on the far side. Left for Espinal to retreat all the way back. 20th minute of play. All the way on the near sideline, Zamora will send it up into the near side bleachers and out of play. Comes all the way back down towards the field, however, stays away and out of danger of the field, and it will be a Lakeland throw-in. Now Zamora will send this one up and out. One more throw-in for Lakeland on the near side. Lots of open field right at center. Niamsi looking for a little bit of space, not going to find it in an array of black jerseys. Good touch, however, for Barker. Takes a shot wide of the near side post. Harbrecht was outstretched and off of his line to take away the angle. Lakeland really good with those centering plays and those through balls. This time found Barker, and it went just past that left hand of Paul Harbrecht. Still a 1-0 deficit for Daytona. They trail to the Lakeland Tropics here in the 22nd minute. Daytona back under control. They'll have possession. Far side for Monsanto. Shandell Sr. will one-touch it for Donaciano. Back to Sr. Looking on that centering play for Abdullawi, but he had vacated the area. That will allow Lakeland to come back far side. Lots of space for Craig Barker again. Taken away by Donaciano, looking again for Senior. And he'll keep it alive in play for Donaciano. Back for Coombs, who one touches for Jackson. Right side for Monsanto. He'll send it through the air down the sideline. Deflected out by Lakeland right at midfield. Left for Senior. Looking for Dwamena on that crossing attempt, instead intercepted by Lakeland, and they'll settle on the defensive third on the near side. Marcus Murphy. Goal scorer Rafael Vacas looking for a little space at midfield. He'll move it near side. Finds the foot of Kimura. Great defensive play from Zamor. And Daytona working back 3-on-5. Charlton for Abdullawi. Has Dwamena on his left. Instead, he'll take it himself. Not a lot of support. And Abdullawi will yield possession to the Tropics. Ganadekam at midfield. Taken down by Coombs, and it will be a free kick for Lakeland right at center. 24th minute of play, Lakeland leading by a score of 1-0 over Daytona SC. Espinal down the left sideline. He'll leave it for Barker. On the foot of Vacas again, stolen away by Coombs. Abdullawi working upfield, and he will leave it on the left for Zamor. Has McCauley in the backfield along with Jackson. Daytona inching upfield, looking for Charlton. Comes all the way back for Coombs instead. Monsanto with a few options, one of them Abdullawi at center. On for Dwamena. Back for Abdullawi, little bit of space. Again, Dwamena has Zamor on his left, unable to find him. Lakeland through center, good touch down the right sideline. Kimura for Vacas. Again to the left sideline for Barker, but an offside play. Monsanto was coming back for support. Senior for Abdullawi. Daytona has numbers. Abdullawi down the left sideline for Dwamena. Dwamena coming into the box, centering, looking for Charlton. Comes up for Donaciano. Top bins here in the 26th minute. Donaciano gets the equalizer for Daytona. Absolute bullet from Donaciano into the upper 90. Equalizer in the 26th minute. We're tied 1-1. When it looked like it was all going wrong, Craigton Charlton seemed to be the intended target of that centering pass from Dwamena. And when that was too far behind Craigton Charlton, Ericosi Donaciano picking up the loose change at the top of the box. And put it in the upper 90 to the left side of Ryan Shello. Tied 1-1 here in the 27th minute of play. Lakeland working in their defensive half. Not a lot of options towards midfield for Lakeland, so they'll have to take it up themselves, the defenders will. Nyamsi to the left side for Barker. He will yield possession back to Daytona. Charlton coming in for that hard forecheck. Handled well by Nyamsi. Coombs will send it towards his own end line. Finds Craig Barker instead, and it will have to be forced out the far sideline. And it will be a throw in for Lakeland. Espinal down the left sideline. Abdullawi coming in at center. Sam Coombs will have possession for Daytona. Back for Monsanto. Paul Harbrecht, who made an unbelievable save all the way back in the 18th minute, keeping it a 1-0 game in favor of Lakeland, allowing Donaciano to get that equalizer just a few moments ago back in the 26th minute. Abdullawi near side, all the way back for McCauley. Leaves it for Jackson. Jackson turns it over, back comes Lakeland. Vacas waiting for support, and a little bit too fancy on that centering play will allow Daytona to come back. Duamena, the intended target of that stretch play, stolen away by Lakeland. Lakeland moving upfield. Monsanto comes in for support. Monsanto shaken up on that play just a little bit as play continues opposite field of him. McCauley will leave it for Zamor. Zamor up the line looking for Abdullawi, cleared out by Lakeland. It will stay in play for McCauley to continue it back the other way upfield. Lakeland will settle at midfield. And Tropics moving into the attacking third. Speed down that right sideline for Kimura is met by Harbrecht, who clears it out towards the sideline, and Zamor is forced to send it out of play. Tropics retreating all the way back towards midfield. Nayamsi looking to the far side corner, instead intercepted by Daytona. Craigton Charlton, the intended target, will find the mark. Abdullawi for Duamena. Duamena down the left side, got the assist on the opening goal for Daytona. Abdullawi at the top of the box, takes a shot and he scores! Adam Abdullawi, just the exact same spot that Irakosi Donaciano found back in the 26th minute. Upper 90 once again for Daytona, this time to get a 2-1 lead. That in the 31st minute of play. That gives Daytona a 2-1 lead, and that is the first time all season that Daytona has been able to get a second goal in their game, and it is a huge one to get themselves up by 1. It is a 2-1 lead for Daytona, 31st minute of play. Lakeland again with possession at midfield. Nayamsi with not a lot of options. Back for Wykers. Wykers down that right side. Daytona right now seeming to be playing with 10 men. Monsanto, as I mentioned, shaken up on that play a few moments ago, going up for that 50-50 jump ball, getting worked on by the trainer. He was not subbed out, so right now Daytona playing with 10 men. As Shandell Sr. trying to get work done himself, unable to do so. Monsanto still eager to get back in the game, but right now Daytona down 1 man, but up by 1 on the scoreboard here in the 33rd minute. Meanwhile, Lakeland at midfield will move it far side. Espinal back for Lindquist. Left side again for Craig Barker. On the foot of Luca Wykers. Tropics in a offensive posture now. Good ball movement, comes into the box. Harbrecht with a diving play, gets the ball out of trouble. Would have been an offside play nonetheless. And Harbrecht will settle things down. Harbrecht again with the left foot, goes all the way over midfield, finds the handle of Sam Coombs for Dwamena. Back for Coombs down the left sideline. Again for Dwamena, too far away from him, and it will be a throw in right at the corner for Daytona.
For more information on your hometown club, Daytona Soccer Club, check out the website at www.daytonasoccerclub.com. And follow us on Instagram.
Monsanto still getting work done by the trainer.
And on Facebook at Daytona Soccer Club.
So Daytona still with 10 men on the field to Lakeland's 11. We'll see how long it takes before head coach Massimo Morales brings in a sub, or how quickly the trainer's able to get Nate Monsanto back out on the field. And as that was happening, Lakeland was able to steal the throw-in away from Daytona, and they will have possession on their own throw-in on the near side corner. .35th minute of play, Daytona leading by a score of 2-1. Tropics working upfield. They'll move it far side. Espinal continued along for Barker. Gunadeckham looking over his options, will find Lindquist. Deflects left side. And play will continue for Donaciano on the battle that got Lakeland's bench up in arms. Donaciano had the ball taken away. Not a lot of support. It was 1-on-2 against Lakeland, and the Tropics will take over in the offensive half. Just about 10 minutes left here in the opening half. A 2-1 lead for Daytona over the Lakeland Tropics. Good step up from McCauley will allow Craigton Charlton to gain midfield with some help from Sam Coombs. Shandell Sr. working down the right sideline. And it will be a throw-in for Daytona. Good defense from Niamsi, forcing Shandell Sr. out of bounds. Monsanto cleared to come back in by the fourth official after getting worked on by the trainer. So Daytona back to full strength on the field. The final look from the head referee will allow Monsanto to take this initial throw in. Back to 11 men on the field for Daytona in the 37th minute. And you see that bandaging over his left eyebrow. And instead, Lakeland will come back on the transition. Barker has that play intercepted by Jackson, and Monsanto with his first touch on the field after getting worked on by the trainer comes back to Jackson to leave it for McCauley. Mike Zamore for Dwamena. Daytona again with numbers. Dwamena down the left side, coming into the box. Dwamena looking for an option, spins away from pressure, comes up for Donaciano, who has to come in for support. And Daytona right now feeling it just a little too much, getting a little too fancy. And Monsanto forced all the way back to midfield on the far side. Senior will settle it down for Jackson. Coombs with the option of Dwamena down the left side. Forced out of play by Lakeland, so another Daytona throw-in in the attacking third in the hands of Zamore. Now miscommunication between Zamora and Dwamena will result in a goal kick. Lakeland out of their defensive third, looking to go on the attack. Has some options down the left sideline, will elect to stay in the middle for Barker. Daytona right now just suffocating midfield, getting possession back for Charlton. Support from Monsanto will allow the ball to head upfield for Donaciano. Donaciano back up the line, stays in play. On the right side, he'll cross it into the box. No one was home for Daytona, but Abdullawi will settle for Senior at the top of the box. He'll take the shot, and it goes just wide of the frame in the 39th minute. Daytona looking to extend their lead. Instead, it will stay a 2-1 lead for Daytona over Lakeland. Lakeland again towards midfield. Again, Daytona suffocating midfield. Sam Coombs will leave it for Dwamena down that left side. Ball pops up in the air after a deflection. And we'll see where the officials place this ball. It will be a corner kick. They're going to say it deflected off of Dwamena last. Tropics working out of their own end again. 41st minute of play, just a few minutes left in this opening half. All the way back for Ryan Shello. Lakeland, understanding that Daytona's not going to give them any space at midfield, will elect to go with the long ball to the left corner. Barker moving it to the right side this time. Julian Hall, he's taken down on the play, and that's going to be a free kick. And Abdullawi has to be careful not to pick up a foul of his own, kicking that ball to midfield out of frustration. Mike Zamora pleading his case to the official. But it will be a free kick for Lakeland right towards that near side corner. Kimura will take it for the Tropics. Now more discussion on where Charlton and Donaciano will set up to create the wall in front of Harbrecht. Kimura still waiting to take it near side to far. He'll send it through the air, crossing away from the goal line, stays in the box, and it will be cleared out by Dwamena before any harm comes from that cross here in the 42nd minute. Excuse me. Lakeland putting the ball back in play in a hurry. Near side, Marcus Murphy retreating back to midfield. Niamsi to the near side corner. Kimura dealing with Zamora. Gets it up to the top of the box for Murphy again. Lakeland forced all the way back, but they're able to bring it back in towards the box. Monsanto trying to keep him to the outside. Centering play comes in, takes a shot, and Lakeland will tie it up in the 43rd minute. That is Kazuki Kimura. And we'll take a look here in the 43rd minute. Couple of players for Lakeland in the box were able and willing to receive that cross. Monsanto with the slide, unable to stop that centering play. And finally it found the near side post as Kimura was waiting to send that shot past the left hand of Harbrecht, and we have a tie, 2-2 game coming into the latter half of the first half of play. Good center from Craig Barker on that Kazuki Kimura equalizing goal. So Daytona will have a little bit of time to respond here, entering the final minute of play in the opening half. Shandell Sr. has Donaciano on his right, wide open. Instead, takes the shot and misses the mark, and it will be a goal kick for Lakeland entering that 45th minute. Lakeland again not wanting to go through midfield, so instead they'll go over, and this is going to work for them. They'll find Vakas. Vakas will send it in towards the box. Harbrecht, not wanting to let it go over his end line, is forced to send it out of play on the right side, so Lakeland will have it entering stoppage time. Julian Hall looking into the top of the box for Lakeland, instead turns it over to Daytona, given right back to Lakeland at midfield. And that is going to be the end of the first half. No stoppage time given. An eventful first half of play. It was Rafael Vakas all the way back in the 13th minute, getting Lakeland on the board and giving them the early 1-0 lead. And then 5 minutes apart, Irakosi Donaciano and Adam Abdullawi, both in the upper 90 on the left-hand side of Ryan Shello, gave Daytona a hopeful 2-1 lead. And then that was answered by Kazuki Kimura in the 43rd minute. That's where we stand. We will be back for the start of the second half, tied 2-2 between Daytona SC and the visiting Lakeland Tropics. Join us right back here on the Daytona Soccer Club Broadcast Network in just a few moments.
Arena Grande Luxury Rentals, luxury awaits you at Arena Grande. Wake up, good food, beautiful served, and in the concourse. Go in, the German Girl Inn, cozy bed and breakfast, located Old Green Corner. Kale Cafe, looking for a great juice bar, recipe cuisine, visit the link, Kale Cafe. Corner Beverage, serving all of your favorite bottled drinks. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for their support. Wagner. Please collect your prizes in the concourse. See Sean from Orman Welcome Center.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, live from Larry Kelly Field at Daytona Stadium, Daytona Beach, Florida, host of this Tuesday night match between the host Daytona SC and the visiting Lakeland Tropics. Entering the second half of play, we are tied at 2 apiece. Starting the scoring off for Lakeland back in the 13th minute, Rafael Vacas. That is his 4th goal of the 2019 campaign. That was followed up by back-to-back goals 5 minutes apart from Daytona. Irakoze Donaciano and Adam Abdellaoui, absolute rockets to the upper 90, but that was later answered in the dying minutes of the first half by Kazuki Kimura. And that is where we stand as Lakeland tries to get on the offensive early at the top of the box, looking for the quick shot stolen away by the Daytona defense of McCauley. He'll send it up the far side, and Kwaku Dwamena will leave for Abdellaoui. He's taken down on the play. No foul given by the referee. Play continues on the near side. Craig Barker will send it wide of Paul Harbrecht, and a goal kick will ensue for Daytona. McCauley with the right foot looking for Dwamena, the intended target, deflected away by the Tropics. And Lakeland will move it upfield. Another stretch ball. And it comes into the hands of the waiting Paul Harbrecht. Left side play for Zamor. Once again, we are tied 2-2 at the start of this second half. McCauley dictating pace, moving left to right, but no one is home in the black jersey. And now Donaciano will take it for Daytona. Stolen right back by Lakeland. Lakeland moving right to left across the pitch to start this second half in their white jerseys fading into the orange pants and the scarlet socks on the bottom. Daytona in the opposite direction, left to right with the black tops and the neon pants with the black socks. Donaciano moving down that near side. Collision there in the corner. Ball stays in play. Donaciano looking for that cross. Tries to get it into the box, and instead deflected out by the Tropics over the barrier. And it will be a corner kick for Daytona. Donaciano will leave it for Dwamena to take, moving near side to far across the box. Curling high into the box. Jumping up for it was McCauley. And it was deflected well wide of the frame. And it will be a goal kick for Ryan Shello in his first Lakeland Tropics action. Sending it to the left side of the field. And continuing back for Luca Wykers. Near side again for Niamsi. Nearly intercepted by Abdellaoui. Instead, Lakeland gets it down the right side. On for Kimura. Kimura looking into the box. Centers it through. Deflected away by Shandell Sr. in a good defensive posture, not allowing that shot from the top of the box. 50th minute of play. Tied 2-2 between Lakeland and Daytona. Marcus Murphy again moving back to midfield. Finds Ganadecum. Sending it all the way to the near side himself. Craig Barker with no option but to play catch at midfield. Finally sent up that left sideline. On for Espinal. Looking for an option around Donaciano, doesn't find it. Donaciano will steal it away, has a little bit of space up that right sideline. An errant clearing attempt will come right on the foot of Lakeland. Stolen right back on a great play by Nate Monsanto, who was knocked out of the first half for a good 5 to 7 minutes. Getting a couple of stitches above the left eyebrow from the trainer, back in play to make a great defensive effort to give Daytona possession in their defensive third. McCauley and Jackson playing catch. Adds Zamore into the mix. Zamore down the left sideline. Beautiful pass for Abdullawi. Off of his left shoulder will settle down on the bright cleats. Back for Monsanto near side. Up the line for Donaciano. Donaciano working in towards the top of the box. Finds Senior. Senior harassed from behind. In for Charlton. He'll take the shot off the crossbar and out of play. A goal kick will come for Shello. A great shot from Craigton Charlton, looking to get his name on the score sheet. Tropics with the ball in play out of their defensive third. Moving up towards midfield down the left sideline. Again, good defensive pressure from Donaciano, this time unable to steal the possession away. And Lakeland will switch it to the far side. Intercepted by Zamore, but instead will be unable to give possession to Daytona. Good ball movement from the Tropics on the far side. Will send it near side outside the box. Baker up top for Hall. Back again for Espinal. Tropics forced all the way back to midfield. Again, Daytona doing a good job of suffocating midfield, not allowing a lot to go through center. And again, Lakeland, another good job of going through the air to find the intended target. But this time, Craig Barker was just a little bit too far offside. And Daytona will be able to work out of their defensive end. Paul Harbrecht working out of his box. Waiting for Tropics pressure. He'll get it, and he'll send it with the left foot. Pinballing around a couple of times. Will settle down on the foot of Dwamena for Sam Coombs. Coombs will switch it to the near side. Donaciano, the intended target, unable to find possession. Lakeland unable to get around Monsanto, but they'll get the throw in quickly in play again. Monsanto, another good step up, finds Donaciano. And it will be a Daytona throw in, though it was contested both ways. 54th minute of play. Daytona and Lakeland tied at 2 here from Daytona Stadium. We thank you for joining us here on this beautiful Tuesday night. Another upper 90s temperature day throughout midday. And as the sun sets here, still toasty outside, but much more manageable with the turf conditions under the lights. 7:30 start time. Daytona winning the opening coin flip, elected to face at an eastern direction, allowing their goalkeeper the benefit of not having to face a setting sun, much like Ryan Shello for Lakeland had to do. Did so nicely, both teams conceding a pair of goals before that first half whistle came. Still looking for our first goal of the second half. Centering ball deflected away from Lakeland by Andreas Jackson. And Donaciano will settle down for Coombs. Coombs with good footwork finds some open space. McCauley for Zamore. Zamore at midfield will find Charlton through the legs of Dwamena. He didn't think he was going to get that pass. And so Lakeland will have the throw in. And we'll touch on that narrative that I talked about pregame as well. Daytona scoring before this game 1 first half goal. They've now got 3. And 5 second half goals again, before the start of this game. So the majority of their goals scored in the second half as this ball comes right on through. Huge sliding play from Andreas Jackson. There's no penalty called, and it's going to be a goal kick for Harbrecht. Beautiful defensive effort from Daytona's captain, Andreas Jackson. As I was talking about, Daytona getting a majority of their goals in the second half, and Lakeland conceding a majority of their goals in the second half. Out of 18 goals against before the start of this game, only 6 of them were in the first half, and 12 of them in the second half. Of course, both teams picked up a pair of goals, so those stats are a little bit more skewed now. But on paper, Daytona able to pick up their pace of play in the second 45. And we'll see if that narrative holds true. Right now, Daytona just sliding all over the place, trying to get possession back, and they will on the foot of Sam Coombs. Down the right side for Shandell Sr. Senior near side into the center, looking for Charlton. Good step up from Lakeland. They'll get it to midfield. Far side on the foot of Marcus Murphy. Murphy retreating all the way back. Charlton and Zamore with the offensive pressure will allow Sam Coombs to move it for Senior. Shandell Senior on the foot of Craigton Charlton for Abdullawi to punch it to Dwamena. Dwamena had it stolen away, but it goes right on the foot of Zamore. Abdullawi again for Sam Coombs. Donaciano again the intended target. One more interception for Lakeland. They'll send it down that sideline, and it will go out of play just around midfield. Sam Coombs with nothing but about 10 yards of green turf around him. Lots of time to send it to Charlton, and then Charlton's time is taken away, and that will yield possession to the Tropics. Onside play for Lakeland to move to the offensive half. Kimura will leave it for Julian Hall. Hall back to the defensive half for Lakeland to bring it right back into the attacking end. Monsanto working against the offensive work of Craig Barker. Barker moves it back towards midfield. Far side for Murphy to begin the offensive attack. Support from Kimura. Back for Murphy. Murphy with the center, and another great defensive play from Jackson to get it out the far sideline. Just about to enter the 60th minute of play. Still a tied 2-2 game between Lakeland and Daytona. Murphy waiting for an option to emerge. He'll find it. Murphy gets the ball in play. He'll send it through the air into the box. Headed up and handled by Paul Harbrecht. Not an overly dangerous header, but it was heading on frame. Harbrecht not willing to take the chance. All the way outside his box, Harbrecht will move it to the near side. Donaciano Donaciano deflecting that for Charlton. Instead deflected out by Lakeland in Daytona's attacking third. Shandell Sr. taken down on the play before the ball goes out of play. So it will be a free kick just inside play for Donaciano to take. Four players in the box for Daytona. Abdullawi waiting at the top. And Abdullawi is going to take that deflection outside the box after a poor centering play for Donaciano. Zamor will send it into the box himself. Headed just wide of that near side post. And it will be a goal kick for Lakeland. Ryan Shella will take it on the left side of his box. Everyone crowding midfield, anticipating the kick. Deflected right back where it came from. Donaciano had a little bit of time to settle it down, instead tried to force that pass. And so Lakeland tries to send it up themselves. And again, Daytona will settle that loose ball down. Coombs for Monsanto, back to Coombs. Eventually for Shandell Sr., only to have it stripped away from him. Tropics back on their defensive half. Again, Daytona doing a good job of taking away time and space through center, forcing Lakeland to go over instead of through, giving possession for Monsanto to the near side for McCauley. And instead, McCauley's forced out of play on that left sideline. Lakeland retreating all the way back to the defensive half. Great defensive play again from McCauley as that ball came into his defensive portion of the field. And now Charlton's forced out of play, and Lakeland will take over. '64th minute of play. Neither team making a substitution yet. We're tied at 2-2. Harbrecht's going to have plenty of time as miscommunication from the Tropics will allow Daytona another play to settle it down. Far side Zamor. Back for McCauley, has Jackson on his right. Jackson for Monsanto down the right sideline. Lindquist looking for an option for the Tropics. Will move it left side. Coombs unable to steal it away. Lakeland trying to force the issue here. Play continues. Tropics looking for a call again. Not going to have one. Senior for Monsanto. He's pressured hard. Gets the ball away to Donaciano. Back to Monsanto. Not a lot of time to work with. He'll send it back to Harbrecht. Quick one touch up for McCauley. Lakeland really forcing the issue for the Daytona defense right now. Not giving them a lot of time and space to work with in the defensive half. Zamore for Dwamena. On for Charlton and allows Coombs to get it back to Charlton through the air. Dwamena trying to get through a trio of white jerseys. That's not going to happen. And Zamore will send it back into the attacking third, only to have it taken back by Lakeland. Good read from Coombs, intercepts that ball for Abdullawi. Taken down on the play, but possession held by Daytona anyways, allows Donaciano to screech down that right side. Knocked out of play by Lakeland. And there is an awaiting substitution for Lakeland. Tim Kasparik will enter this match in the 66th minute of play.
In for Lakeland, Tim Kasparik.
A 66th minute substitution. Donaciano awaiting for the throw in on the near sideline. Meanwhile, the entirety of Daytona's subs have made their way behind the net of Harbrecht to begin their warm-ups. And that is number 21, Craig Barker, who has left the match for Lakeland. Abdullawi in the box, back for Donaciano, who sends it off a Lakeland body and back to midfield for Sam Coombs. Coombs back for Donaciano. The one touch was a misfire, and the Tropics regain midfield with possession. Left sideline again for the Tropics. Through the air over Monsanto, onside play. Kimura, and offsides will be called now as Kimura was able to settle that play down. And now Daytona up in arms that Kimura knocked the ball away from Monsanto. And Monsanto will get a ball right at the offside mark. 68th minute of play on the board. Still tied 2-2. Harbrecht switching the angle of attack to his right. Andreas Jackson pressured hard, forced all the way back to Harbrecht. Through the air, off the body of Charlton. Now for Coombs. Coombs on the ground. And it will be a free kick for Daytona as Donaciano had trouble getting the turn, trying to maintain possession. And this has potential to be a dangerous ball from Coombs here. Monsanto creeps up into open space on Coombs' right. Abdullawi will come in and send it to the far side for Zamore. Dwamena, the open receiver, trying to get into center, unable to do so. And it will go out of play. 69th minute of play. Still looking for our first goal of this second half. Tied 2-2 between Lakeland and Daytona. Zamore, and eventually on for Abdullawi off the foot of Jackson. Abdullawi had his pocket picked right at midfield. Abdullawi trying to make up for his miscues on the hard back check. Lakeland is able to get it into the box, only to have it steered out of play. And Lakeland will have a throw in, and they'll elect to move it back to their defensive half to regain possession and settle the play down. Left side for Espinal. Help from Lindquist, back for Espinal. Offside play again, and Kimura not happy with the call, but that will not change the call, and Harbrecht will take it for Daytona. And another possible substitution, this time from Daytona, in the works on the sidelines, it looks like. Meanwhile, Lakeland trying to get back to their offensive half. Monsanto forced up that right sideline for Donaciano. For Coombs, back to Abdullawi. Daytona working upfield. Shandell Sr. too far off the first touch. And Lakeland begins the transition and to settle the play down. No one is home for that pass from Lakeland, so Harbrecht will have all the time in the world to give it to Jackson. Final 20 minutes of play. We are in the 72nd minute of this second half as Dwamena was unable to run into that one, and Lakeland will begin up the right side. Lakeland again looking over their options. They're forced all the way back to Shello. Eventually on for Luca Wykers. Off the foot of Dwamena on a miscue. Lakeland gets benefit of the doubt up the right sideline. Tropics working in. Great defensive play from McCauley. There was a wide open Tropic player entering the box that would have had a clear sight line to the net. Only having Harbrecht to beat. Instead, McCauley got the left foot out, and Daytona begins the transition. It is a 2-2 game in the 73rd minute. Coombs back for Monsanto. Centers for Abdullawi. Switches the direction to the left side for Zamor. Enters the center for Senior. Senior taken down on the play, but gives possession to Zamor, who retreats all the way back to McCauley. Abdullawi in the middle for Senior. He's got a lot of time to work with. He'll send it down the right sideline. And Shella will not let that one go out of play. O'Sullivan is ready to come into the match on a substitution for Daytona. And Ryan Shella not letting that happen, keeps the ball in play. 74th minute. Tropics down the left sideline again. Kimura takes the shot and didn't hardly get anything on it. And Harbrecht will scoop up the loose change. And he'll look over his options, directing his team to midfield. Off the turf, Harbrecht through the air looking for Charlton, intercepted by the Tropics. Now Abdullawi down the right sideline. Here's Donaciano centering. Charlton's there, up in the air, and Senior unable to get a shot off. And Charlton with one too many touches, unable to get a shot off on a great play from Daytona. And O'Sullivan will finally enter this match. And he will replace number 16, Kwaku Dwamena. A 75th minute substitution for Daytona. It is a throw-in on the near side for Monsanto. And it will turn into a free kick for Lakeland after Donaciano had too aggressive of a battle for the referee's liking. O'Sullivan, fresh off the bench, willing to give a hard forecheck. Unable to steal possession away for Daytona, and Lakeland will have a throw in back at midfield again on the near side. Espinosa directing traffic, ball in hand. Gets it back in play, stolen away by Abdullawi. Abdullawi taken down legally, the official says. Lakeland begins a transition up to midfield, knocked away by Coombs, up for O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan battling hard to get possession, unable to do so. Zamor looking for Charlton, who's run into. Pleading his case for a whistle from the referee. Play continues on the Lakeland defensive half. Up the left side. In for Julian Hall. Hall and Monsanto collide. Play continues. Good defensive play from Monsanto. Stays inbounds. And a good outside right foot for Monsanto will allow Donaciano to get it back to Monsanto. Cleared up the sideline for O'Sullivan. '77th minute of play. Time dying here in the second half. We're tied 2-2. Again, left side for Kimura. Kimura with a center, gets deflected in towards Harbrecht, not taking the chance. He'll snag it out of the air off the first bounce. And again, directing his team to midfield. Back at midfield for Sam Coombs. He's stripped of possession. And Kasparek will leave it for Lindquist. Coombs trying to get possession back. Unable to get it away from Kasparek. Ganadecum to the left side of the field for the Tropics. Taken right back by Daytona. They got numbers, a 3-on-2 odd man rush. O'Sullivan, he's taken down on the play on a 50-50 ball. Referee allows play to continue on what could have been a very dangerous offensive threat from Daytona, which turns into a Lakeland offensive attack. Deflected by Zamor, still finds the target. Kasparek centering, and the shot goes over the crossbar. Harbrecht never had to make the save, but he was equal to the task nonetheless. 79th minute, 2-2 game. And now number 13, Pedro Espinal, will come into this match for Lakeland. 79th minute substitution. He replaces number 4, Ben Espinal.
Mercedes of Daytona Beach, Advanta Care, Papa John's, Dave & Buster's, Marina Grande, Greenhouse, Ormond Beach Welcome Center, the German Girl.
And now here in the 79th minute,
we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for their support.
referees instructing a water break for both of these teams, and now Brock Exline, a quick substitution for Daytona as well. He replaces Shandell Sr. on the pitch. All of this happening as the clock winds down to the 80th minute. A tied 2-2 game between Lakeland and Daytona. Paul Harbrecht out of the Daytona box will send the ball through the air with the left foot. Back underway, looking down that left side at midfield. Charlton unable to send that one. And excuse me, that was a number 13, Mike Zamore, who was taken out. Shandell Sr. still in the mix on the field. And Lakeland will settle it up the left side. Julian Hall with a little bit of space, takes the shot, bouncing ball comes in. Harbrecht able to make the save. 81st minute, tied 2-2. Harbrecht again directing traffic. Coombs will send it down the right side. Speed of Donaciano gets possession for Daytona. Still battled for, Donaciano taken down, but a corner kick given nonetheless to Daytona. And with Dwamena subbed out, Donaciano will take it, moving right to left for Daytona on this offensive corner kick. Low into the box, they score!
Oh, Daytona!
Shandell Sr. off the corner kick from Iracosi Donaciano. Daytona leads 3-2 in the 82nd minute. So we take a look at that replay. Shandell Sr. wide open at the top of the box. Donaciano sends it right on his foot, low on the ground, and Ryan Shello had no chance. All three goals tonight for Daytona have flown past the left side of his head into the upper 90, and Shandell Sr.'s not done. Here comes Sr. down that right side, centers it, gets it back on the turnover. Sr. into the box, and Shello comes out to thwart that offensive threat from Daytona. He'll settle the play down in the 83rd minute. Lakeland trails 3-2 to Daytona. Good defensive play from Jackson and McCauley, getting the ball to Monsanto. Up for Donaciano, he's taken down, and that will be a foul and a free kick. Daytona will take it here in the 84th minute. Charlton all the way back for Coombs. Finds Abdullawi, has the entire center circle to work with. To the right side for Donaciano. He's stripped of the ball and will have a throw-in off a Lakeland turnover. Abdullawi on the near side has Monsanto to send it back to McCauley. 3-2 lead for Daytona, 84th minute of play. Shandell Sr. getting the go-ahead goal in the 82nd minute. X-Line forcing the issue at the top of the box, and he'll get the free kick for Daytona. Lakeland's not happy about it. But in the 85th minute, Daytona's going to have another chance just about 10 yards outside the top of the box. And it looks like Abdullawi is setting up to take this free kick. Donaciano right in front of him and Charlton on his left. Charlton will vacate the premises and allow Abdullawi to set up. Abdullawi has Charlton on his left, finally picked up by a white jersey. Abdullawi with the head-on shot. With the right foot, he'll send it in right into the body of Shello, who was in the exact location that that shot came in. And he will send Lakeland on the transition up the left side. 86th minute. Got to expect at least 2 minutes of stoppage time after that water break was had at the 80th minute. Marcus Murphy down the right side sends it off the body of X-Line. Murphy wanting a handball, but he will get the corner kick regardless. And a two-man substitution. Lynch and Taylor come into the match in the 86th minute. And Ganadecum alongside Kimura come out for Lakeland. Corner kick moving far side to near for Lakeland. They trail by one in the 87th minute. Through the air, comes in towards the top of the box. Dangerous play, gets deflected out by Daytona. A left foot shot curls all the way to the far side corner. Stays in play for Kasparek. Curling in towards Harbrecht, jumps up and makes the catch. 87th minute, preserving a Daytona 3-2 lead. And now Abdullawi down to the left of Harbrecht. And I believe Abdullawi's night will be finished, replaced by number 5, Angel Lamardo. Abdullawi, who scored that 31st minute goal for Daytona, subbed out for Angel Lamardo here in the 88th minute. Time is not a friend of the Lakeland Tropics right now. 82nd minute goal for Shandell Sr. off a corner kick from Iracosi Donaciano, giving Daytona a 3-2 lead right now, but Lakeland is forcing the issue at midfield. Stolen away by Senior momentarily. O'Sullivan came in for support. Good play from Lakeland to get it up to midfield, but it is a throw-in for Daytona. And again, this is a huge pivotal game in the standings for Daytona. This is their 9th game on the season, so this is that makeup game. They have 3 points in hand, essentially, over everyone else in the Southeast Division. And if Daytona's able to hang on, they'll pole vault themselves into 3rd place, only 2 points behind the Villages, who sit in the number 1 spot. Daytona's not done. Charlton down the left side in the box. Has a little bit of space. Charlton up top. O'Sullivan takes the shot and it goes just wide of the far side post. Daytona just a few inches away from extending this lead. And here's that shot from O'Sullivan right at the top of the box, just probably a 1.5 feet wide of that far side post. 89th minute, now into the 90th minute of play. We'll try to see how much stoppage time we have at the end of this second half. Lakeland stuck in their defensive half. Now working up the left side. Lamardo and Monsanto forcing Lakeland back to the defensive half. Deflected out by Daytona, and a Lakeland throw-in will ensue on the near side. Back to the right side of the field for Lakeland. They'll send it into the box. Onside play. Great defensive play from McCauley, getting the ball out of play, and a goal kick for Harbrecht. And the Daytona support group, the 386, you just saw them right there on screen. They're hyped up, seeing their team leading by 1 in stoppage time. Two minutes of stoppage time has just been signaled by their center referee. Harbrecht is forced to send this out of his box with the goal kick. The left foot will send it through the air. Off the head of Lindquist for the Tropics. Comes right back to him. And a free kick called for Lakeland. Off the body of the referee, O'Sullivan picks up a yellow card for standing right in front of Julian Hall. And now Lakeland really forcing the issue here. Everyone crowding the top of the box. Julian Hall will take it with the right foot. Sends it into the mass of humanity, headed into the center of the box, cleared out by Andreas Jackson. Still a little bit of time left for Lakeland, however. They get it back in play, off a body, and Coombs gets it down the left side. And Charlton has all the time in the world. Charlton trying to get it into center. That's a free kick for Daytona, just about 5 yards outside the box. Again in stoppage time. About 90 seconds gone in a 2-minute long stoppage time. And Daytona's going to have a free kick in the offensive third. All the way to the corner for Charlton. He'll send it in there to kill time, and he did kill just enough time. Daytona gets the 3 points at home. Your final score here from Larry Kelly Field in Daytona. Lakeland 2, Daytona 3. Shandell Sr. in the 82nd minute off a corner kick from Iracosi Donaciano, your game-winning goal. Paul Harbrecht picks up the win in net. It all started with Rafael Vacas all the way back in the 13th minute for Lakeland. That was answered by Donaciano and Abdullawi 5 minutes apart from each other between the 26th and 31st minute. And that was responded by Kazuki Kimura 2 minutes away from the end of the first half. It stayed 2-2 through the entirety of the second half until Shandell Sr., the hero in the second half, in the 82nd minute, off a corner kick from Iracosi Donaciano, gives Daytona the massive 3 points at home. They jump to third place. They jump to 16 points, just 2 points behind the Villages, who sit in first place. We thank you for joining us here on the YouTube live stream on the Daytona Soccer Club Broadcast Network. I'm Nick Gimbel, bringing you all of the play-by-play action. And join us this Saturday night as Daytona has a chance to get towards the top of the standings as they host Weston at 7:30 on Saturday.